Good day. This is Harold Watson, Committee Chairman of the Stratford-Housatonic Greenway Complete Streets Subcommittee. We are conducting this special meeting on Wednesday, May the 7th, 2025, from 12 to 1 p.m. via Zoom. The quorum for this meeting is 5. I will now call on the following elected members to speak up as present. Karen Burke.
Here.
Tom Dillon.
Here.
Christopher Green is not. Nels Pearson is here.
Here.
George Perham, nope. Jennifer Sheldon.
Here.
James Simon is not here. He's in Paris. And myself and Sarah is here. Didn't I
I
see
didn't
Sarah?
know that.
Yeah.
No? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I see that is Mike here? Yeah.
Yes.
I am.
Okay, so we have 6. I also welcome Susmitha Tata, our town planner and zoner, and John Casey, our town engineer, and Aileen Marsh, our recording secretary. With that said, I call to order this regular session of the Stratford-Housatonic Greenway Complete Streets Subcommittee of Planning meeting. Do we need a motion to open it?
No.
No. Okay, we're fine. All right, let's look at the agenda. And oh shoot, you know what? I didn't print out the agenda. I'm sorry.
You want me to share the screen?
Could you please?
Yeah, I can do that right now. So it's, how do I share? Okay. Aileen, okay, got it. Can you see it?
Yep.
Yes.
So there you see that Karen, there's Main Street Festival.
Okay, great, thanks. And
Here's
I just need a couple minutes.
Okay. I have a couple also because this is our last meeting before that.
Right.
I need someone to move to approve the minutes from our last meeting.
So move.
Second. Myself. All in favor? Yes.
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 Anybody opposed? Okay. We're now moving on. So Smitha, would you like to give a report on complete streets 1 and 2 and 3?
Yes, so for Complete Streets Phase 2, we just received comments back from DOT on the 60% designs. They're not major comments, but there are some places where they want us to realign the crosswalks, and there's some design changes, which might take a little bit more time to address them in the drawings and submit them as 90% designs. I told the consultant team that we are very eager to start implementation in January next year, so we should probably submit the feedback addressed in the designs back to DOT by at least August, and then maybe from August to December we can work on 100% designs, and then in January maybe we can finalize the contract language for entering into a contract with a construction company, and then maybe start work on in spring next year. That's the game plan. So I hope everybody plays well in this, the consultants, DOT, town staff, so that we can make this happen in spring next year.
Answer Smith, so far we don't know if any federal funds have been cut.
Not for this project, no.
Okay.
It's funded through DOT, Local Transportation Capital Improvement Program. It's a state-funded project, not a federal-funded project. So this is fine.
Good news. Anything on Ferry Boulevard?
Yes. So Greenway Phase 3, we selected a consultant. We have to enter into a contract with them before we announce the consultant's name.
Can you mention the name? Oh, you can't mention the name yet?
I cannot until we enter into a contract.
All right.
And They prepared a draft scope and DOT reviewed it, and we reviewed it, and now we are meeting on Friday to iron some details in the scope, because there are a few minor things here or there that we want to be included in the scope. And once that's done, DOT will say, you're fine, we can enter into a contract, and then I can announce the name of the consultant, and hopefully, maybe in June or July, we would have a kickoff meeting on Greenway Phase 3 feasibility analysis along Ferry Boulevard.
Did the hurdle of the area over by 95 get solved yet?
What was the hurdle?
Well, the fact that we need the Greenway to go through that area and it's really
That
exit.
is the whole point of this analysis. So they will look at alternative routes and analyze the best possible route for the Greenway connection in that area.
And does this include going under the bridge?
Possibly as one of the alternatives. Maybe
Okay.
they would say just take it off and take it by the residential street side or by the waterfront. I don't know what the preferred alternative would be, and they will look at all alternatives.
And so Smith, I don't know if you're aware of it, but that whole portion of Ferry Boulevard is part of the East Coast Greenway.
I know you said that. Mhm.
It's on their maps. When you go on their maps, it actually pops up.
Yeah, it connects all the way from New Haven and up north to, I think, Stamford. So it's nice to have the connection. Yeah.
Right. And it goes over the Washington Bridge into where it picks up in Milford.
Yep.
The DOT forgets, but that is a claimed route.
Yeah, while we're at this, I know we don't have this on the agendas, but I can briefly ask, what happened to the bike video on Complete Streets Phase 1?
The bike rodeo.
No, the video that you have shot. Yeah, Michael Murphy is online, so I just wanted to know if he would be able to share something so we can post it online on the town website.
Yeah, hi. So the video's in progress. It's probably about 75% done.
Okay.
I could show it to you now. It's a little less than 3 minutes. So you can see
That'll be
the
great.
progress to date.
Mhm.
I'm not sure how well it'll play over Zoom, but we could give it a shot.
Okay.
Okay.
I stopped sharing mine so you can share yours.
And Michael, do you think if I brought a laptop, we could play that at our booth on Main Street Festival?
Yeah, if you brought a laptop, you could play anything on it. Yeah. We could, if you wanted, I'd put together a loop of some of the rides I've done previously, and we could just let that play.
Okay.
Harold, if you want a screen, I can try getting you a screen so you can, project onto the screen, but you would need a projector too, so.
Yeah, and you're going to be fighting broad daylight, which might not, like a projector might not be ideal to bless you.
No, I know, not a projector, but I have a small monitor. I think that I could bring, like a 24-inch monitor. Or if not, we'll just do it on the laptop, but.
Okay, should I share now or we?
Sure.
Yeah, you can share
Okay. Let's share here. Hopefully we'll also share, oh yeah, computer audio as well. One second. Gee, hold on a second. My kids just got home from school. I got to open the door.
Harold, do we have electricity there?
No,
Okay.
we have to pay extra for it and,
What are you thinking of, Karen? I have a kind of a portable power station.
Well,
I do as well.
we're sort of going off track here, but you know, I was already thinking about, well, let's have some visuals of looping our rides and whether, you know, are we gonna plug in a computer to do that or, so
Yeah.
we can
Uh,
also run it off battery power, so.
I was gonna just bring my laptop and run it off battery. My battery should hold up for 4 or 5 hours.
Okay,
Okay, I'm gonna mute my audio so that we don't get feedback. Hang on one second. Actually, you know what? Let's try it this way. Hold on. As part of Connecticut's Complete Streets initiative, bike lanes and new traffic patterns have been introduced on Main Street, with more to come in a future phase. Whether you're on 2 wheels or 4, understanding the rules related to the town's bike lanes is essential to keeping Stratford's roads safe for both cyclists and motorists. Bike lanes are marked with a solid white line and a bike symbol with directional arrows. These lanes are dedicated to cyclists. Motor vehicles may only cross them when turning or merging, and must yield to bikes when doing so. There's no stopping, no standing, and no parking in the biking lane. It's illegal and it's dangerous. You may have seen bright green boxes at intersections and wondered what they mean. These bike boxes give cyclists a head start at red lights, making them more visible and reducing crash risks. Drivers must stop behind the white line, never inside the bike box. Bike boxes also allow cyclists to more easily and safely position themselves for left turns. Cyclists should always ride where it's safest, even if that's the center of the lane. On roads without a dedicated bike lane, you might see sharrows, bike symbols with double arrows painted on the road. Sharrows remind drivers that the road is shared between bicycles and cars, and that cyclists are allowed to use the full lane to avoid hazards and stay safe, as well as to maneuver into position for left turns. Cyclists must also understand that they have the same rights and responsibilities as motorists. They must ride with traffic, obey all lights and signs, and use hand signals to communicate. Drivers must yield to cyclists in bike lanes and on shared roads, always giving at least 3 feet of clearance when passing, and even more at higher speeds. And remember, never block bike lanes or bike boxes. It's not just courteous, it's the law. Bike lanes, sharrows, and road rules protect all of us. When we ride smart and drive aware, we make Stratford's streets safer together. To learn more about Stratford's current bike lanes and future plans, visit the Complete Streets Committee page on the town website. And join the Stratford-Housatonic Greenway cycling group throughout this summer and fall for a free series of scenic rides through our town and its surrounding areas. Thanks for watching. See you on the road.
Excellent. I loved it.
yeah, Mike, that's great.
Amazing.
I have only small suggestions. I think you should put the town seal on top and say in partnership with Town of Stratford. And you should call it as Complete Streets and Greenway Committee. That is your official title and not just the Greenway Committee. So even at the end slide, if you can put the town seal and say Stratford, Housatonic, Greenway and Complete Streets Committee in partnership with the Town of Stratford.
Sure, I didn't want to attach the town's name to anything if this wasn't like, I didn't know if lawyers had to get involved or anything like that,
I think
so.
it should be fine. I will run it by upstairs because the town is involved. Like I'm a town person, Alien is a town person, John's a town person, and we are all working in partnership with you to create this. So it only is thanking half the people and not the remaining half. So I think we should just say in part, and without the town support, we can't get funding and we wouldn't have implemented this. So I think it should be in partnership with Town of Stratford. I also want to show you something else. There's a drone video. If you want to take that and include in any of your clips. I just found it when I was looking under zoning regs file that we had a drone video taken. And that's beautiful. It's a top view of the bike lanes. So let me just...
And this is a town video that we have the rights to use?
Yeah, it's something that Jay got it for, you know, zoning regs video. So I can share with you. 1 second. Let me just show you.
Well, she's queuing that up, Mike. I know that hours of work you put into that. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, that was
Happy to
excellent.
help.
Yeah, it really is beautiful. But it's not just for this purpose. It is to me a completion of 7, 8 years worth of work. So it really makes it look real. I
Yes.
appreciate all
Yes.
your
Well,
hard
well,
work.
it is real.
So
No AI was
efficient.
used.
No,
Good to know, good to know.
it's amazing. It's beautiful.
Thanks.
Let
And
me
that's-
share my screen. This is the drone that I saw. I don't know if you want to use this, I can send it over to you. And maybe we have to credit whoever did this, and I'll ask Jay about the end credits and if we can use it. But if this is something you want to use towards the end,
Yeah, because it's got all that in there. It might be nice, like if like this one where it's backing out, it might be nice to kind of have that closing message about keeping the streets safe for everybody, because I don't really have a dedicated piece of footage for that. I just have people riding. So that might be a nice that part might be a nice closing shot. So if you can share that and yeah, find out, if we need to credit that to whoever the drone photographer was. I'll
yeah,
throw that in. There's time for, putting in credits because I was just going to put in like, cyclists and list the people's names who were shown and then, drone photography by whoever.
Mike, also one other thing, if I know you're still working on the footage, is there something about the emergency box here on how bicyclists should wait here when there's a red light or no?
There isn't because I was
Okay.
really focusing on the cycling lane. And the other thing I don't quite get is the bike lane heading south that you see there
Mm-hmm.
is there are no hash marks there. Like there's a green stop box on the northbound side
Mm-hmm.
where it's pretty clear that that's where you need to stop. Um,
For this one, it's
and there's one over there, yeah.
Mhm.
So, and I don't know that I don't know that I have decent footage of that. I know
Yeah.
it's new, and I know like even my wife was like, "Well, thank you for explaining to me what that is," because I had no idea what that is. But so
Can we
I do know
use
that.
this footage for that explanation? I have 3 drone clips. It's not just this one. There's one more. Let me just share the screen again. And this is the second clip, almost similar. And then I have a third one. So if you think this can explain that, I can ask if we can include this somewhere where we can explain. This is the biggest confusion. My children were like, what the heck is this? None of us. And this is something that has to be explained to people, I think, that it's an emergency. It's for giving priority to emergency vehicles, and they have to stop when the light turns yellow.
Okay.
And do not try to cross when the light turns yellow.
If you
Yeah.
get me if you can get me all the footage that you
Mhm.
have,
Yeah, I have 3 clips
I may
actually.
only use 3 or 4 seconds of it, but that's, it'll definitely be better to have that perspective, which might, and it'll make, I honestly think it'll make the video look a lot better and more professional.
And Mike, if you need a shot of that, a bike riding up to it, I probably have a little bit of time next week if you want to come behind me and,
Well, I mean, I have the group riding past it.
okay. But
And I
you-
also have footage. I had mounted my GoPro on the front of my van and I went back and forth up the route. So I've got like
Okay.
like car perspective or car
Okay.
point of view shots of that whole route
All right.
that I can cut back and forth to, but I appreciate the offer.
Mike, maybe you could just simply put a title up saying emergency vehicle turning box.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the little call outs on the Sharrows and things like that.
Yeah.
That stuff can just pop up over that. We can hold on that shot and pop those little things up with a very brief. I tried to keep all the explanations as brief as possible because
I
nobody
think
wants
if
to
you could
watch
handle
anything.
it graphically that way, that would actually work really well.
Yep.
Mike, can you see this one near the I-95? Are you?
I'm just seeing your Outlook mailbox.
So over here, oh, you're just seeing that? Let me say, stop share again. So this one, there's bicycle friendly grades underneath, and if you want to, this and that, those two things. One is that there's bicycle friendly grades, so you don't have to get down your bicycle to ride under the 95. And the second thing is about those bike boxes, the emergency box. So if those two can be covered, we have touched on all points, I think. And I will try to, I'll get in touch with Jay today. I'll text him. I'll find out who created the drone. I'll call that person, take his or her permission to get that into this video. And, we have to give end credits to them. If you
Of
can
course.
send me the draft that you have, I'll share it with our chief of staff upstairs, just to let her know that I requested that you put the town seal and in partnership with Town of Stratford on it. So they know it's coming, and it's a
Mhm.
great video. And this is what I have been envisioning for this month, right from the start. We really need to put this out before the season gets better and warmer. So most people look at this, understand this, and are able to ride safely. And thank you so much. I know this is incredible. A lot of work, time, that too volunteering for it. I mean, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Happy to do it. I just have one response on the grates.
Mhm.
They may technically be bike-friendly grates, but I have footage of cyclists actually riding over it. So I have like cameras attached to the bike and you can see it. There's a couple of things. A couple of the riders on the ride itself when we shot this were
Mhm.
like, these are supposed to be bike friendly. Like they're still, I know they're better because I have avoided the old ones in the past and I know they're better. But they outwardly, when you're just getting like a shot over it, like they don't look that much better. Also, there's like debris and garbage. It doesn't really look good for the town. So I kind of was like, I kind of opted to not focus on that and just stick to kind of the rules of bikes and cars navigating themselves. So that's the reason it's not in there, because I know we talked about it on the last call.
And I think you should give us that feedback so we can.
There is
further.
one of those grates right near the railroad tracks that has about a 3/4 of an inch dip in the paving around it, that needs to be repaired. I don't know if you.
John is on the line. John, are you hearing? John Casey?
Yeah, I'm hearing. I'm not, it's a state road and state paved it, so.
If you, it's on the south side of the railroad tracks. And if a bike rider goes over it, it could create a spill. I don't know if anybody else is aware of it, but it causes you to jog out into the traffic lane to get around it.
We'll take a look and see if it's something, if it's something our contractor caused, then we can have our contractor try to fix it. If it's something that, DOT did when they paved the road 2 years ago, then we can reach out to DOT, but I'm not sure what they'll do about it.
I have somebody outside my office. I'll be right back to drop off the plans.
Harold, do you want me to ask you the questions now?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm thinking about the Main Street Festival. You've already answered my question about electricity. When we lay out, which we've done in the past, the complete street maps for phase 1. Oh, Smith is back, so we can chat about this later. Hang on.
Oh, somebody emailed me saying someone was waiting for plans to be dropped off outside. It's like we had wearing 3 or 4 hats and sitting here. But anyway, I think it was fantastic. Mike, I don't know how I can appreciate you, but this was so good to see, and the dream come into reality. I really appreciate all your help on this, and everybody who volunteered and who planned this, the whole committee. I think this is your legacy, and if the Greenway committee has accomplished something to physically show somebody something, I think this is the video, and I really loved it. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for
Great,
saying
fantastic.
Yeah, Michael, thank you. We really look very professional. And it's one of the prettiest videos that the town has done. So it really works.
Please send me over the draft so
Yep.
I can share it with everyone and make sure like everybody's comfortable with, releasing in town social media outlets. Thank you.
Will do.
Mm.
And definitely we'll show that at Main Street Festival. I don't want to run out of time because I want to make sure that I let Karen. Karen has some questions about the Main Street Festival and our participation in it. So Karen, go with your questions right now.
Okay, so you've answered the question about electricity. The phase one map that we put out on the table. I think participants have always found that confusing because it's too detailed. So it's hard for them to follow, including myself. So I'm wondering if there's any way we can simplify that to show them phase one is complete. This is what phase two is going to look like. And here are the plans for phase three. So that's maybe if we can chat offline about how to maybe simplify some of that information. And it's so long that we don't have literally physically room to put them all. I thought about putting the loop of the rides, which Michael, thank you so much. Now we have it, so we can have that going. And I have some ideas about how to make it visible with the sunlight. Do we usually have a tent?
Yeah, we have a tent.
Yeah, then that will work. Um,
And we have all of the banners that I purchased over the years. So we'll have any banner that we had previously, we still have.
right, so
And
do we-
I have one portion of the maps that for phase two, going up to Paradise.
okay, I'll get back to that in 1 second.
But
So
otherwise,
Harold,
we don't really have access to those maps.
okay, Harold, we get the table from you?
I'm gonna bring two of my 3
Okay,
foot.
so, okay, and the tent,
The tent's gonna come from me also.
sign up sheets?
Uh, I need to get a copy of the most recent one, and I'll print out copies of it. What we do, we don't do sign up sheets. We simply do register to join the group.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and
Email addresses, that kind
yeah,
of
but
thing.
Michael did an update on that last year, and I don't have it.
Okay,
so-
so that's Michael. Okay,
Sorry, I was sending out the link to the video and I lost the thread here. What are you waiting for me on?
I
Ju-
need
just
the
the-
cop. I
the
need the
sign up
copy.
sheet.
I need the copy of the waiver sheet.
Oh, sure.
Waiver sheet. And I'll
Okay.
make copies of that here. I'll bring copies of that.
Is there an update to any of the language?
I
Or is the
don't,
language that I put on there last time good?
I think that the language you put on is okay.
Okay, I'll
Okay,
get that to you.
two more things. One, is there any way that we can put together a small, either just a hand takeaway or maybe in the future thinking 3 fold out? Again, we've talked a lot about this, physically mapping out several rides so they can physically see, oh, this is the loop. Oh, this is,
Karen, that is a giant job that we've discussed that needs to be done, but it's
not done yet.
can't be done right yet.
Got it.
The other
Okay,
thing we're gonna have is we're gonna have the map that Michael updated of the ride that we're doing that day.
right. So which brings me to my last question is, instead of just saying, hey, we're doing a ride today, please join us, this is where we're going, can we put together, a small sign that says, join us for a ride today, so people can see it from afar, so we're not only telling the people that walk up to us to advertise that first ride that day?
Yeah, but who's gonna volunteer to do that?
Well, I can easily, put it with magic marker, but I don't, I kind of want it to look professional. And is there something, Samantha, we can do to do that from the town with maybe the town seal on it? And just say, please join us for today's ride. We're meeting at such and such, very simple. It's, it's 8 miles or whatever.
Well, all we really need to do is to take Michael's ride piece and blow it up.
Well, I was thinking just for that day, the ride
That's
for
what I'm
just
saying is that is what his piece is.
well,
And it
instead of
has-
showing all of the rides,
No,
just
you,
that one
I
ride.
think Harold, you're holding up the wrong piece of paper. You're talking about the one I just
No,
updated, right?
I agree. But we have the map for the day of May 7th or June 7th, that map that has the rules of the road on it and also has the map of the ride that we're doing that day, could simply just be taken to Staples and blow it up.
Yeah, and this way people can see it from 10 feet away or 7 feet away. So they may not have to, it may also have them walk
Karen
by.
realized we have no budgets.
I know we have no budget. This
We
is why
look
I'm
like
asking.
we have a giant budget, but we don't.
Is there a
I
way?
can make something for you.
Okay.
If Michael sends me an image of the bicycles on his flyer as an attachment, I can make an 8.5 by 11 sheet that says join us for our bike ride.
We need something bigger than 8.5 by 11 is what Karen is saying.
You can print it to any size. Once I make a PDF of it,
Okay,
print it to any size and scale it. So I would just say join us.
here, this is what I'm
Should be
talking
enough
about.
too, then.
What I'm talking about.
Yes, but that's very nice, but I think it's just much more than we need for that particular day. Just something like join us today. Here's the ride, 5 to 7, whatever it is. Very, very simple information just to get them. A, it will track them to our table. B, they don't have to come to our table. They can walk by it and go, oh, I might want to do that. I'm going to go back to that table. To me, this is too much information just to get the eyeballs on the ride for that day.
And Karen, I have a nice A-frame stand that would do well for this. It's large, it's like 2 feet wide,
Okay.
it stands like 3 or 4 feet tall, and it could stand by the table. So that
Yeah.
surface is angled right for people to walk by on. So I can make that available for
That
sure.
makes sense. If Susmitha can get a copy of that you just showed, Michael, and make 18 by 24 versions of it, then we can also print that out in 8.5 by 11 and hand that to them. And at the same time we hand that to them, they can also fill out the registration form.
So
Again-
modifying,
Again, I think that's a great idea as a takeaway, but I think as for the poster, it's much too much information.
that layout can easily be adapted.
Prob-
So I can take the rules off
Yeah, yeah.
and just make join us at 4 o'clock for a ride with the map next to it.
Yes.
And the PDF is like resolution independent. You could blow it up, huge, because, and it'll, I can even supply it to you at the actual size that you want to output it for. I just, I'm looking to not go out of pocket,
Yeah.
to,
So, Michael,
and have to run it to Staples and back and that sort of thing.
Susmitha said that she can make us posters. So if you
Okay.
could send her the map as it exists.
Yep.
And send her the schedule, the master schedule as it exists, then we can hang those up in the booth. In addition, if you could make up for Karen a giant poster that Susmitha can make on 18 by 24.
I can't print though. Our plotter is broken. So if Mike is already writing, join us for a ride today, and that's it. Somebody has to take that to a FedEx and print it to the size you want. And unfortunately, our big size plotter and scanner is not working, and we have to replace that now.
So who will incur the cost of that, Smitha?
You know what? I can take care of that. I'll use market funds for that.
Thank
Thank
you, Tom. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so we'll just coordinate it. But what I'll do is I'll get the A-frame out of the garage, I'll measure it, maybe click a photo so Mike can see it.
Is
And
it like
then-
an easel that you're talking about?
Yeah, it's sort of like it's just, it's a plywood easel. It stands nice, it's
Okay.
big. I think it'll work great for what Karen's looking. People will be able to look at it from both sides and all of that.
I've actually got 2 easels that are fully collapsible metal, like portable.
Yeah.
So when you say plywood, I'm thinking, oh, that's heavy. That's got to be transported. These can just be like broken down and set up, and I have 2 of them that I
Great.
could bring to the event.
So
We could put up at least 2 things on like a piece of foam core.
That sounds wonderful. I appreciate that.
Okay,
So
they
that's
need the
all, that's
size
all I
that
had.
is- Yeah,
Okay,
so
that's easy.
basically then like you
Now
can
I need a show of
resize it.
hands. I need a show of hands. Who is going to help me set up? Because I'm getting old. I need
Yeah,
someone there at 8:30 to help me set up. And then I need someone to come back at 4 o'clock to help me break down and put it all in my car.
Well, maybe I could probably only do one of the two, so I can help you break down, maybe. I mean,
I'm coming. Yeah, I'm coming for the ride, so I can help with the breakdown.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll be there on both ends. I mean, I'll go home for part of it, but I'll be there from the beginning and the end.
okay. Who's
Carol,
going to stay during the day?
I'm gonna
Carol?
stay for as much as I can.
Okay, because not only am I doing this, the Greenway, but I'm also president of Rotary, which the booth for Rotary is right next door.
well,
I have to spend time there also, which means I need to have people covering the Greenway booth.
I can
Uh,
get there by 1.
That's okay, fine. As long as I have time during the day to go to the other booth because I'm their president.
So who's gonna,
what's the hours exactly? Is
Yeah.
it 10 to 2?
It opens at 8. It opens at 8:30 in the morning, which is when
It's
But
10
that's
a.m.
for
to 4
setup.
p.m.
that's for setup, but you got to get your cars out of there by 8:30.
Yeah.
what time does the festival open?
10.
I want to say it opens at 10.
10.
Okay.
And it closes at,
4.
It
Four
closes
o'clock.
at 4:30, I think.
Oh, no, 4. I just checked the timings online. It's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
okay,
So I think my daughter has a game that afternoon, but I will try to swing by in the morning, like 11 o'clock or something.
Mrs. Smith, we want you on a bike.
I've got
Get
a
on
couple,
the
you
bike.
can borrow one of
I,
mine.
I will be running around with both my children, so
Be
that
great
is not
video
possible.
promo. Good,
Yeah, it would. All
Mhm.
right, so we have setup and breakdown. So can we just show of hands, like from 10 to say 1, who will be there? I can be there for that. Anybody else?
I will have to be there.
Yeah, I would like to promise I'll be there 8:30 to noon,
Okay,
and I might be able to do more, but
okay,
that's what I can promise.
okay.
I appreciate that.
So say 1 to say 11 to 2. Can anybody come? I'd like to go home for part of it.
Yeah,
Okay, Neil.
I mean, I could probably get there by 12:30 and then stay till 4.
Okay, very good.
Any earlier than that might be pushing it to get.
Nels, you were great. You were great with the crowd last year.
Yeah, okay, then we're covered. We're covered. So good. Thank you, everybody.
And I can be there. I just can't nail down the exact time. Like
Okay,
I will give you a break, Michael.
We all have to
Yeah.
buy you donuts or coffee or something for all the efforts that whatever you like.
it's
Okay.
fine.
So I'm not doing sign-up sheets for us for this event. I really expect you guys to get there and make sure that we're covered. I hope that you'll all go on the ride in addition, because we are doing the bike parking again.
oh, good.
And Rotary included bike parking available. So we are going to be in the same spot we were last year on
West Broad.
West Broad and Main Street.
That's such a good spot.
Well, we're lucky that Rotary didn't steal it from us.
And it's under a tree.
And it's under a tree, so
Right.
it's the coolest place to be.
Yes.
I know
Harold.
Jim always makes it out there for part of that too. So
Yeah, Jim.
Yeah.
No, Jim already told me that he will be, but he's
Yeah.
also doing. He's also doing 2 other booths.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
And the same with Chris Green. He's doing 2 other booths. So I don't want to depend on them.
Yeah.
Harold, quick question. Last year you had me do a park your bike at the Stratford Main Street, ride your bike to the Stratford Main Street Festival flyer.
Yeah.
To post on the Greenway site. I don't think we printed it out or sent it anywhere, but we
No,
just
we did. Yes, please do one, because if we get time, I'll try to paste it up, but it also should go to. That's a good thing that should go to the mayor's office for her newsletter.
Okay.
Any of this information should go to the mayor's newsletter, because
Okay.
her people are aware that what we're trying to do.
Carol, who is your social media person?
We don't have one. Michael, I'm afraid to make him permanent social media person, but
I thought Jim.
I can
Simon
do
was
the
once a-
graphics part, but not the social media management
well,
part.
honestly, Jim has been doing. Jim Simon maintains our email list, but Google did something evil or Facebook did something evil, and suddenly I made our Facebook page a adjunct to my personal email Gmail account and Facebook account, and it all last year it allowed Jim to come on, but suddenly this year it's not wanting to let him in, which means he can't send out any emails right now. So I've got to get that problem solved.
So I asked because I want somebody to post that video on everything related to Stratford that is
Jim
public.
will do that once he gets access to it. But what I'm going to ask Michael if you can send it directly to him, not just post it on the website.
Sure.
Because I don't know if right now he doesn't have access to.
There are so many groups.
Harold.
Mhm.
Yes.
How does him having access to a Facebook page affect him sending emails from a Gmail account? Those are
Yeah,
two separate things.
No, he stores them somewhere in Facebook. I don't know, Sarah.
So-
I don't know. He's been
Yeah.
doing it. Anytime we get a new member who signs up, he inputs that information into a database. We have 350 people in it. But suddenly he does not have access to it because they changed the rules on either Facebook or Gmail. One of the two got changed, and it's denying him access. So
All right. If I have the bandwidth, I'll have to ask him about that from a tech side because something is not. And I know
I
you're
know
probably. I know it's probably your understanding of it and explaining of it, but I will. If I have bandwidth, I'll ask him.
I think somebody has to post it, not just on Greenway page, but there are some multiple pages that are called Town of Stratford and Stratford Ladies.
Jim is consistent on doing that. He will do that as soon as he has access to the emails and also the files.
Okay.
It's easier for him to post it in a million places, and he does do that with everything. He did that with your bike month. If you notice, it's been popping up everywhere. So I trust that he will do that. He's been very consistent with that.
Okay.
Right now, he's frustrated because of the screw up, but that's because of Facebook pulling back on all their permissions.
And I think when you're posting it, instead of just posting the video, maybe have a tagline. Did you know May is National Bike Planning Month? And have you ever ridden our new bike lanes on Main Street? Something catchy, so people pay attention to the video.
Hashtags.
Yeah, something like that. Put it on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. I mean, Michael, you'll become famous for all the video production that you've done. But
Ooh, I can just hear all the phone ringing off the hook for unpaid work. I can't wait.
Who knows? You may have a
Michael, do not take anybody but us.
Okay, let's move on to the next item on the agenda. I know we've taken too much time on this. So I will keep the agenda open again. Harold.
You're asking me a question?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So you were at Main Street Festival at the end. You had bike club ride schedule. Is there anything else you want?
We are all set on the bike, the latest version. Mike, when you produce the next version of this ride schedule, would you put somewhere on it a revision date? Because we now have like 3 different versions of this out there, and I don't even know which one I have, if it's the right one.
Mike, we can't hear you.
You're muted, Mike.
That's too bad because I was really on a tear. So right under the grid with the schedule.
Yeah.
To the lower on the lower left of that bottom of that.
Oh, sorry.
There's a variable that is updated every time I save it. It updates that date. So the PDF always has what. So you just look at that and you'll know what version you're looking at.
Mine says 4:30. Does that?
That's probably the last time I sent it to you.
Good then. Okay. All right, then we're okay. Also, everybody should know that Michael has now produced every single ride, a single sheet that he was doing last year. Ride this coming Sunday, July whatever. He's produced all of those.
And they're animated now.
and they're animated. So each one of those will be uploaded as we get closer to the event. Is it possible, Michael, that could you print me out 2 copies of all of them? And we'll just use those to wallpaper the booth with.
Yeah, sure.
I owe you for printer ink.
Okay, yeah, those aren't actually, I mean, those are like made for social. They're not actually that big.
Oh,
So let me figure something out.
okay.
Because all of that is like controlled by a spreadsheet, so I can just literally import all of that, including the QR codes for the map, for the maps. So it could be dumped into another custom layout, and
Wow.
maybe it's just one sheet. I don't know. Let me think about it. Something that would.
Well, I looked at it and thought, oh, I'm going to have to do a frame grab after the animation. There's enough time to do that from looking at the videos or the animations, but
No, don't. I can get you something much cleaner.
okay.
This is so wonderful, Michael. Thank you so much.
Listen, guys, I told you that Michael would be a valuable resource, and he proved it again and again and again. But you know what? He's also a nice guy. He's great to ride with.
He is.
Agreed.
I can vouch for that.
Thank you all.
Mike, anytime you need confirmation in your life, just come back to this group.
Yeah, I know this is doing wonders for my ego.
I think, is there anything else, Harold, or can we leave a few minutes early?
No, I think we're okay. Are we? Oh, we're
I
actually early. Then let me just open it up. Anybody have any comments? We have 10 more minutes before we're out of time. Anybody, Michael, you want to make any general comment?
No, just the sooner I can get those missing pieces for the video, and whatever, Smita, if you can put in an email exactly what you want to say, like how you want the town seal, like, you know, what the relationship from the town seal to, you know, the Greenway logo and who you want thanked and acknowledged, that'll be less stuff I have to figure out on my own.
Yeah, it's just town seal and in partnership with Town of Stratford. I will send you that, and then I will send you drone credits, and I will seek
And
permission from those that.
Do you have the town logos and all of that?
Yes.
Mike, do you have the logo and all that?
If there's a, like, you know, like a good quality version of it, like
Send
Can
him
you-
a
Can you
clean
send me the
PDF.
draft today, this afternoon, Michael?
Excuse me?
Would you be able to send me the draft this afternoon?
It's in the chat.
It's in the chat. Where is it?
Okay, but I want to make it clear, we're not going to change things because Michael was very clear that he only has so much time and he needs to finish it,
I
not revise
understand.
it.
The town is going to support you, not be against you. I'm going to give you my
I
word.
understand. Just make sure
Thank
everybody's
you.
clear that we're getting this for free.
Mhm.
The Rotary did something similar and it cost us $10,000. So just so
Yeah,
everybody's
Mike is
aware.
going, give me that money.
Believe me, I've been trying to say, could we hire Mike?
Yeah, it's good consulting fee.
Uh,
Mike, make sure you put your name in the credits. You
Yes,
deserve.
Yeah.
Will do.
and add in their master.
Oh, yes, Mike, you have to put your name in the credits. How did I forget that?
Well,
Video
can
produced by
you
Michael.
do a
Murphy.
clip at the end of you, one of those shots of you with the 360 spin around you?
Brought to you by
Yeah,
Mr. Murphy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
come on.
I'm gonna keep it humble, but I will definitely get my name in there.
Okay.
I just have one quick question since I've missed several meetings because I was teaching Wednesdays. Just catching up on Complete Streets Phase 2 from, you know, roughly the fire station up to Paradise Green. Were there delays in the implementation of that, or is it still roughly on schedule?
Susmitha?
Sorry, I missed the part. Can you just ask me again? I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, I had missed several meetings, so I was just trying to get up to speed on whether there were any delays on implementation of the actual construction for the phase 2 of complete streets, or at least the portion from, that goes up to Paradise Green?
No, there's no delays. Everything's on schedule because the only delay is that whenever we send to DOT, we expect at least a month of time for them to review and get back. And of course, they have 169 municipalities, so they'll give us feedback in 30 days or more. But I think we're on plan. Like, we started our first meeting in January, remember? And then now we are at 60% design stage.
Yep.
And I'm hoping 90% by fall. So we're right on track.
Okay, great. Good.
I think that's it, Harold. Can we leave early? I'm hungry.
Is there anybody else? I just want to ask John, if John is still on. He's mute. John, you're muted, but if you're still on, is everything in the works for the Bird's Eye WPCA resiliency project?
For the most part, the treatment plant project itself, we just got our DEP permit.
Oh, good.
So that project will be moving forward to final design and bidding. And the town's, continuing to work on funding options to bring that to fruition. And then our consultant, BSC, is contracted to, work along with that plan to, put a sidewalk on Beacon and the sidewalk on Bird's Eye. And then that little bit at Elm Street where we had to stop. So that's all will be happening, over the next couple of years.
So we don't need to worry about it being closed down yet.
No, the road.
Yeah.
No, I will definitely, once I know a bidding schedule.
Okay.
I'll give you a heads up on then what we think the award and then the construction period will begin.
And then I'm looking at the Main Street Greenway that runs in front of the Army engine plant. I spoke with the partners about this, and they said that they hopefully will keep that open. There's only the 2 truck exits that we need to be concerned about. But does that make sense to you, John?
You're not talking about along the waterfront?
No, I'm talking along Main Street.
Just on Main Street?
Yeah, down to Short Beach.
Yeah, for the time being, at some point they're going to be demolishing the buildings
Right.
North of Stiffin's Lane.
Yep.
And when they get to that, in the big building that's on Main would be probably the last one to come down.
But so we're looking at least until the fall.
Oh yeah, I would say.
Okay. It's what I just want to make sure that our schedule is that we're not going to end up having to reroute things.
I have a quick question as well.
Yeah, hurry, because we're almost out of time.
I'm finding I ride the Greenway almost every day, and the softball field is such a little gem, but it's falling apart. It's an eyesore.
You're talking about DeLuca?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a, it's historical.
The town has submitted, they have a CIP, which is for renovation of that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
The problem is it's in a FEMA flood zone. So that.
Oh, it's in a flood zone. Okay.
The field
But it's such a little gem, it could be really cute.
That is one of the real problems long term. We don't know how long it will be before it's flooded every other day. But they are doing a capital improvement on it.
Thank you.
Anybody else? 2 minutes. Hearing nobody else.
Good job, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. I really do. I love being on this committee, and I love all you guys. Will someone give me a motion to close?
Thanks. I motion.
I'll see you all on Main Street Festival Day.
Very good.
Michael,
Thank you, Harold. Thank you, everyone.
Michael, if I can help you, please let me